Hello, everybody, and welcome to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you enough time to get your bets in for the prime time games, and that's what we do here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the drive-thru, as we give you live free sports picks from the prime time games, and of course, we get help from our Pick Dog cappers. And let's take a look at our professionals on the show for today. We got Joe and Mikkel from Las Vegas, sunny and warm out there. Shane Mickle, you see in the top there, the third-day leaderboards. Mitch, moving to Wednesdays with Mitch. And he'll join us. Joe Duffy there in the center square as always. And Shorr looking great. And how you doing up there in Jersey?
Good, thanks. It's raining.
All right. Now McMorty is joining us as well from SoCal. Not hot out here as well. And, of course, Chris Ruffalo will serve as co-host. Let's see how they'll line up today. Duffy, Mikkel, McMorty, Shorr, Mickle, Ruffalo, Mitch. And then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, how did the Elite Eight treat you?
Better than I thought it would, better than Surrounds did. But you know what? I think we're going to have a fantastic Final Four. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for everything that the rest of the week's going to bring. I know we got MLB opening day coming up tomorrow as well. Man, this is starting to pick up again. It feels a little bit more normal, and it's starting to feel good again.
That's right. 15 games on tap. Of course, going to drive tomorrow. We'll have some baseball picks, but let's get this show started here and bring on Joe Duffy. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Pretty top of the leaderboards here, Joe. In the past 7 days, you're getting hot out here.
Yeah, it's very nice. The NBA is going extremely well. Also hit my NCAA tournament game of the year the other night on Baylor. Thought it would be a little easier, and the under Denver last night is the NBA TV best bet of the year. So everything's going well, and baseball's always been kind to me. Do a lot of underdogs, small favorites, or money line favorites, in which I get back the juice.
Absolutely. All right, Joe, you're going to give us, we're looking here at the game on ESPN, and game one of this doubleheader will feature the Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. Celtics a point favorite, total 223.5.
All right, yeah, I'm going to be leading off tonight, but it looks like Joey D's going to be leading off playing center field tomorrow for the New York Yankees. He's ready for opening day. But, yeah, the Dallas is 13-11 straight up on the road, which is a notch better than their home record. You go against teams that are better on the road now. On the road's very good play at 142, 86, and 7. Bet Labs has a system that measures tickets versus money line moves, and it's basically a sharp versus square system, and then you compare it to the line, and it's done very well over the years. And it's more of cooperating for me because, there's so many things that are inexact as far as tickets and money. Depends on which books you're looking at. But still, it's been very nice as a cooperating system. 406, 324, and 5. Number Fire, one of my better simulators. They're pretty good. They have Boston with a 56.3% chance of covering. I don't think that J.J. Redick is going to make his debut for Dallas, but it's one of those where even if somehow he winds up playing, you got to expect a small step backwards before they make a big step forward. So all in all, do like Boston minus the 1, and maybe in some areas you might even be getting +1. So Boston as W marks the center square. I almost forgot my corny one-liner. Boston.
That's right. Almost. You're getting ready for that spring break there, Joe. All right. All right, Chris, so your thoughts here on the Celtics laying the point here against the Dallas Mavericks?
Well, I think it's fair to say that Boston, one of the more disappointing teams, at least early on this season, up to this point. And, just when you think they're ready to turn the corner, they falter, but that's exactly why I'm going to go with Boston here. They were humiliated last time out. And Dallas, well, we know they have a tendency to not want to play defense more often than not. So I'm going to lean here with the Celtics, who I think have the better depth at this point.
All right, going to be here with the Celtics laying the point against the Dallas Mavericks. All right, Joe, we got a lot of NBA tonight, 10 on the card. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium, as we see your numbers here, the past 7 days, 764 units of profit. That is all documented. What's happened at the site?
Yeah, and I think the run is like 13-4 in the NBA, I believe. But anyway, you can double check it on the site itself. 7 NBA winners led by 2 Wise Guy plays. Wise Guy plays are my strongest play, and we got some sides, got mostly totals. Totals have definitely been my forte over the past few years. But yeah, big loaded gun for tonight. 7 NBA winners over at Pick Dogs.
That's right. 7 NBA winners from Pick Dogs. You see the numbers here from Joe Duffy. 764 units of profit. Go to the site. Check his profile page. All those picks are documented so you can see every play. And, of course, he's got that one-day pass. Get those winnings, make the upgrade to the 3 or 7 day pass. It'll be every play that Joe releases. Of course, when you get that 7 day, that'll cover the Final Four and the NCAA tournament and get you right in the first weekend of baseball, which begins tomorrow. So a good time to get on board here with that 7 day pass from Joe Duffy there at Pick Dogs. Okay, Joe, it's always great having this show. Have yourself a great week. I know you're going to be off for a few days going to spring break. Now I know why you got that number 1 cut on the sides, because you're hitting spring break.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if Ohio is the most exciting place to go for spring break, but we're going to take my daughter to go see her big brother, and hopefully next Wednesday I can get Reds tickets. I don't know what their ticket situation is with COVID, but definitely would like to see the Reds sometime next week.
All right, that'd be great. All right, Joe, have a great vacation. We'll talk to you next Friday.
All right, gentlemen, we shall.
All right, Joe Duffy here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue our coverage, John, and let's go over to Las Vegas, Nevada, and that's where we'll find Joe D'Amico. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, doing some really good work in the NBA this year. But he's got his baseball. He's all fired up for baseball. He's got his Yankee big favorites tomorrow, Joe. Your Yankees.
They're going to be big favorites all year. They got a great lineup. They added a new pitcher into their starting rotation. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But Tony, Chris, and everybody on the panel, everybody out there, this is going to be one of the best baseball seasons yet. You know, technically, if you think about it, we didn't have an opening day last year. An opening day, even for people that aren't sports fans or even baseball fans, is something that this country really, really loves. They come together for it. And we have one this year. There will be some fans in some of these parks. I'm excited about that. I'm excited as a 9-time Major League Baseball handicapping champion to start and have my best season ever, guys. I'm just excited. I'm excited to be on the panel with our leader, with Mitch. I haven't been on the panel with him in a long time. I love to see his face. I'm excited about everything. The weather's heating up. It's 85 degrees out here in Vegas. Once again, 6-5 pick 'em if I'm even wearing pants right now. But you're right, Joey D did say, I'm ready to start knocking it out of the park in baseball, Tony.
That's right, Joey D. We call him Joey Bats here for this segment. Baseball is starting out with Joey Bats. All right, Joe, you're gonna stick with the New York theme here as the Knicks on the road to face the Timberwolves. Knicks laying 3.5. Total sits here at 218.5, and the Knicks look to rebound from that loss to the Heat.
Absolutely, but I do want to remind our buddy Chris there, another winner on the Monday show on my free pick record, 50-19. So I believe that's 73%. Sports friends, if my free picks hit at 73%, what can my premium plays do for you? But we'll talk about it in a minute. I want to talk about this free winner tonight. I want to say one thing 3 times. Number one, and number one. You know what that is, sports fans? That's New York's defense, what they're ranked in points allowed, field goal percentage, and 3-point possessions. I think we would all agree, without hurting anybody in Minnesota's feelings, that the T-Wolves have enough trouble offensively in those areas, ranking among the worst in the NBA in each. So facing the New York Knicks here will be fatal. Look for New York to dominate the glass at both ends of the court here, while they drain the 3 at will against the Minnesota 28th ranked 3-point defense. Here's some against the spread numbers for everybody. The T-Wolves, 17-38-1 the last 56 at home, 6-14 the last 20 overall. The Knicks, 4-0 the last 4 on the road, 9-1 the last 10 following a straight-up loss. Take New York, guys, and you will once again take your bookmaker's money.
All right, Joe D'Amico here. New York Knicks laying at 3.5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's like a broken record, Chris. Minnesota's defense terrible. Look at the past 5 games, giving up 48% shooting, 116 points a game.
Yeah, and I think just for the record, I'm pretty sure I agreed with Joe on the last pick. So I think we're good on that one. We're back on the even keel, but I'm going to agree with him here. You know, this is a boring analysis of the day. Joe hit it right on the head. Number 1 in scoring defense, field goal percentage defense, 3-point defense, and when the T-Wolves, they're struggling to keep points off the board, and they're also struggling to score them to try to keep pace. And against a New York defense that. They're not going to light the scoreboard on fire, but I think they'll definitely do enough on the defensive end to get the job done here. So I'd lay the points with the Knicks as well.
Lay the points. These are not the D-Wolves, either T-Wolves. Lay the points here with the New York Knicks, laying the 3.5. All right, Joe D'Amico, 10 NBA games up on the board here. Of course, we're getting ready for baseball tomorrow. We see the numbers here, nearly 900 units of profit. That is all documented in the NBA. What you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, Tony, sports fans, I have just about the strongest NBA play I've seen in the last several weeks. And my 15-6 NBA top-rated play, it's available tonight at Pick Dogs. Guys, I also have my NBA second half season discount for just a few $100. Listen, I've been on fire the last few months in NBA, one of the top guys on this website, and we've got the best cappers in the world here in winning percentage once again. Take that second half season discount. It pays for itself whether you're a $50 player or a $500 player in the first few winners. I also have my final 4 winners posted by tomorrow morning, guys. 8-1 in college hoops. And tomorrow, as Tony mentioned a few times, I'm very excited. Baseball starts. I will have another opening day, big payday for everyone. And folks, as I mentioned, once or twice in the last few weeks, as a 9-time Major League handicapping champion, I will have my best season yet. So join me on Major League Baseball discounted package right here at Pick Notes. It's a nickel. And like I said, if you're a $50 player, that's 10 or 11 net winners, guys. And if you're a $500 player, that's 1 net winner. It pays for its season in no time. Join me. Let's beat up your bookmakers. Let's hit a home run. Let's have a lot of fun. But more importantly, this baseball campaign, let's make you money.
Yeah, make money here with Joe and Mikkel over at Pick Dogs. You see the numbers here, 800 units of profit in the NBA. Get that one-day pass tonight, or better yet, get that long-term pass when you get those winnings from his package tonight. That 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. But if you go and check out Joe D'Amico's profile page, you got a lot of action up there. You want to get his baseball pass for the year, second half NBA. That's all available. Hey, you can also give a read to his bio. It's 2,000 words there, Joe. So a lot going on over on his on your page there.
Well, you know, even when I say me and Mitch used to have a joke. If I talk to him in the morning, by the time I'm done, it's lunchtime. So I'm a little long-winded to begin with. But I am proud that I have a very storied and positive and a successful career over the last 17, 18 years that I'm documented, Tony.
Absolutely. Documented is the key there. You can check out Joe's records at Pick Dogs Premium. The numbers are all documented. Get that long-term pass. That's the best value right now at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Joe, as always, great having your show. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy opening day, and we'll talk to you in a couple days.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everybody on the show tonight. Good luck tonight. And everybody out there, good luck and have a winning day.
Winning day to you too as well. Joe D'Amico here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here with our coverage. Reminder first, subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. It gets started every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. You got Mitch, you got Rod Zawacki, you got Brian Bittler. Occasionally we got one of the cappers that'll be a special guest. And of course we've got those 2 YouTube shows early and late. You can check the descriptions below for details. And we're here Monday through Friday with the drive-thru. So be sure to subscribe. And of course those thumbs up, those likes. We're looking for those thumbs up, guys. It really helps our audience grow, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. It allows us to, give you guys premium content like we do. We deliver the drive-through, the morning show. Mitch does his videos, and all right. So we're just a thumbs up, a subscribe, help us get those number out, get the product out to fresh faces, and like we always say, who doesn't like making money, right? And with the cappers you got tonight, the cappers we got in the drive-through, and anyone that you find over at Pick Dogs, you're going to make a ton of money hand over fist. So all we ask is for the thumbs up and subscribe, but we appreciate the support.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's welcome to the show the #1 ranked capper for 2021, documented over Pick Dogs Premium. That's Al McMorty. Al, how you doing? We've made it to March 31st.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great, All right, Al. We got a game for you tonight here. As the Thunder will be hosting the Raptors, 8 Eastern time. NBA League Pass channel has the Raptors road favorites of 7.5, total 221.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable. Toronto, in the month of March, has won just 1 game. They've lost 12 out of their 13 games played in March. They're 0-3 straight up and against the spread their last 3. And yet, even with all of that, they're just 2 games outside of the Eastern Conference playoff picture. So there's still hope for Nick Nurse's men. And now they've been installed as a huge road favorite at Oklahoma City, even though the Thunder have a better record on the season. So the knee-jerk reaction might be to take all those points with the home underdog Thunder. But be careful. Over the last 31 years in the NBA, if you get a team with a worse record at game 41 forward, and they're favored on the road by 4 or more points, those teams have covered 67.7% of the time, including 84.6% if that road favorite was off a loss in its previous game. So that bodes well for the Toronto Raptors tonight. Another thing is that road favorites of -6.5 or more points off 3 straight up and against the spread losses, those teams are 46-22 ATS, their last 68. And then you look at Toronto itself, how it does off bad games. When it gets blown out by 12 or more points its previous game, it's 14-6. And if it's off 3 or more ATS losses in a row, it's 8-0 ATS its last 8 and 19-5 ATS its last 24. So I think it all adds up for a Toronto Raptors blowout win on the road.
Yeah, that's McMorty here. Toronto Raptors laying the 7.5 against the OKC Thunder. Yeah, Chris, I like that logic there. When you're a home dog by that many second half of the season, you're pretty much a hopeless team. And we got a situation here. We got the living against the dead because the Thunder just looking at young players now.
Yeah, they are, and it doesn't help when your top four scorers are all either out or they're banged up. And this is a Toronto team that, like Al said, is only 2 games out despite losing 12 of 13 games this month. And take it from me and the people in this city, we still want the Raptors to do well, and even if they're playing in Tampa this year, and they got to have a fire lit under their butt somewhere. And even if they trade away Norman Powell, there's still a bunch of guys on this team with pride and that want to get back to the playoffs. So I'll take the Raptors as well in a bit of a statement win here.
Yeah, statement win, get well spot here for Toronto Raptors. All right, Al, let's take a look over at Pig Dogs Premium. 10 games from the NBA. We got NHL hockey as well. Tomorrow, baseball begins. Your number one document over at Pig Dogs Premium, 3,174 units of profit. What you have going on at the site?
Well, today it's a focus on hockey, believe it or not. I've got a triple pack in the NHL. I've got 1 game in the NBA, so we've got 4 games overall. And of course, the best value is you get a week or a month, and then you can pick your 2 handicapper special as well. And we've got the Final Four coming up on Saturday, so it's a good time to join. I'm wearing my Baylor Bears hat, as you can see, going to represent my boys from Waco, as I gave them out in the preseason at 12-1 odds. So I'm rooting the Bears home. Hopefully they'll cut down the nets on Monday.
All right, you see that right there from Al McMorty. Hockey on the card tonight. You see the numbers, 3,171 units of profit, documented number 1 at Pig Dogs Premium for 2021. Get on board with his pass tonight and then take those winnings and go long term. He's got up to a 30-day all sports pass that'll include every play that Al releases over at the site at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having your show. Good luck with those plays tonight, and we'll talk with you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Good luck to you.
All right, everybody, Al McMorty here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on with those coverage and keep those thumbs up, those likes coming in. We greatly appreciate it. All right, let's go now from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. And we're going to welcome from the Jersey Shore, Ann Shorr. You'll find her over at Pig Dogs Premium. She does some fantastic work there. You see on the leaderboards. Ann, how you doing? We need to get you off mute. You're on the mute. You got the mute button hit. All right. I always get that.
Sorry, I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We're doing great. All right. We're looking at a team near you. The Nets to host the Houston Rockets with Brooklyn, formerly New Jersey, but Brooklyn now laying 12.5, total 230.
Yeah, so just coming in again, last week we had a win, so we'll see how Chris goes with this one tonight. But you got these 2 teams, complete opposite winning records playing. I jumped in last night. It opened up at 14.5, plus 14.5 for the Rockets. And then you saw a ton of sharp money come in this morning, and it dropped it to 12.5. And the nice thing about this is there's not really any good trends that are favoring both teams. So that's one thing that I like about this. And you have Rockets that they've been a complete disappointment all season. And it just seems like they're starting to get a little bit of fire and heat up now, which I kind of like. And the Nets are more trying to take a step back. They have to be ready and prepared for the playoffs coming up. The Rockets beat the Timberwolves and the Raptors recently. And with the Rockets are averaging about 107 points per game. Nets are averaging 119. There's your 12 points right there. Rockets allow 113 points per game, and Nets, they're not so great on defense. They've been getting better, but they're averaging 115 points per game. Rockets are slightly better with steals and blocks during the game, just a little bit better. But if you look at the Nets, anytime they're given this large spread, it seems like it's a struggle for them. The Nets, they were favored minus 10.5 against the Timberwolves. They only won by 5. Then the other game, there was a minus 9 against the Wizards, and they had won by 7. So it just seems like with these large spreads, they don't tend to cover. And, it's a little frustrating, and because I've been making a ton of money off the Nets this year, but now it's time to kind of take a step back and go the other way, maybe more fade them. The last time the Nets did cover a large spread was against the Rockets. Now, Christian Wood wasn't playing that game. He is going to be playing tonight, which is nice. And the one thing also with the Nets, like they have to be ready for playoffs. If they're dealing with a ton of injuries. And the last 10, they went 3-7 against the spread for their last 10 games. So I'm really hoping tonight what we'll see is we'll come out, Christian back, and House hopefully will be playing. Even though Kelly, he was doing great. I love him. He's awesome. But I think this will be within 10 points tonight. So take the Rockets.
All right, and here is on the Rockets plus 12.5 here against the Brooklyn Nets. And, of course, you can even find 13s. We're seeing this number move here within the last few minutes here. I'm seeing 13s, even a 13.5. So do your shopping. Get the best number, Chris.
Yeah, this was a game that I personally didn't go anywhere near just because I could see it either way. I could see a 20-point Nets win, or I could see the Nets just taking their foot off the gas. I was leaning more towards the over just because I think that, you have James Harden playing his old team and they want to, stick it to him, put some points on the board. But that comes down to if the Rockets can score and not be held scoreless for the last 8 minutes of the game like they did. So I'm leaning towards the over, but probably a stay away spot for me.
All right, stay away spot, but I'm with you. And the 13.5, that looks like a good play there with the Houston Rockets, who, believe it or not, if you look at their numbers with Wood back, now that he's been in the lineup for a little while, showing a little bit of improvement. And as you said, Brooklyn not defending as well or shooting as well here. Past 5 games, I think it was about 45%. So not really on fire like they were a few weeks ago. So the play here will be on Houston plus the 13 or 13.5 now, looking at the current line. All right, and let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight, where, you're showing some positive returns for 2021, 730 units of profit. We got 10 NBA games, some hockey. Of course, tomorrow it's baseball. I know you like your baseball. What's going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I know, Tony. I'm so excited for baseball tomorrow. I can't believe how many games there are. I'm going to be up all night with this, but I already have my package up for sale. You're definitely going to want to get on my seasonal package for this. I do a lot of totals with baseball. I've been out to some games, watching them, seeing how the hitting goes. And, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a completely different baseball season that we've seen over the years. So for tonight on Pick Dogs, I do have a nice NHL play up. Looking to continue to be undefeated in NHL, currently 4-0. I put them out very slow, but I just go, hoping just to pick the winners. And so this is a great play you don't want to miss out on my NHL. So jump on that. That's over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat, please.
That's right. Get on board here with Shorr over at Pick Dogs. We're just waiting for this for this NHL play for a while. We had joked about it the last couple of weeks. 730 units of profit for this year. You see, get her 1 day pass tonight and make that long-term pass of the 3, 7, and 30-day pass. You'll get every play and releases to the site. You set the terms when you visit Ann's profile page over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Ann, it's always great having you show. Now, you said you visit some parks. Were you in Arizona or in Florida?
No, so I was out in Arizona. I saw the Cubs. It was great. It was a good time. I feel like they're juicing those balls a little. So we'll see what happens.
All right, let's see what happens there, Ann.
It was crazy. I liked it though. Just listening to the sound of the bat, and it was nice. I played softball in college, so it's one of my favorite sports.
Well, when you see the Cubs in spring training, there's some action in the stadium as well. It can be pretty outrageous out there when you have some fun there.
I'm like in my Philly shirt, but I'm not. I was pretending I was in Florida.
That's right. You had to.
Didn't get to see the Phillies this year, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, Ann. Have a great night. We'll talk to you a little later on the show.
Thank you, guys. You too. Take care.
All right, Ann Shorr here on The Drive. We will continue on with our coverage, guys. Those thumbs up, those likes, we greatly appreciate them. Keep them coming. All right, let's continue on. Now it's time to welcome Shane Mikkel to the show. Now you find Shane and Chris right now in that battle for the top for the 38 crown right now. I think Chris is on top of him right now. We'll see if that changes as the weeks go on. So let's go ahead and wire in Shane Mikkel to the show. Shane, how's it going? Hey, with the new look.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. You got your Twins jersey up there. Looking for a good year?
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm expecting a good regular season again, but once again, the question is, can they actually win a playoff game? But that's still a few months to be seen.
Yeah, a few months to be seen. You can check out YouTube. You'll find them win a few back in the day. All right, we got a game tonight, late night. Suns to host the Bulls here with Phoenix laying 7.5, total 217.
Yeah, the Suns team is interesting this year. I remember a few years ago when, this was the same. I mean, different players, but the Suns team, putting up 230. 240 a night, running no defense. With new coach, a little different here. Really focused on defense. They're the third-ranked defense in the NBA this year. Just a couple of games ago against the Grizzlies, I had them on an under. It went to overtime, and the game still ended under 200 total points. I expect the Suns' defense is going to be strong again here. The pace is going to be slow, and I like the under to cash.
All right, we're looking at a slow pace. Of course, the Suns play it slow. Suns and Bulls go under total of 217. All right, Chris, I know the Suns are going to get hit with a lot of games in a short period of time here. We're going to see about 3 back-to-backs here coming up in April. They just came off a 4-game road trip back east, and now they have a day off, and now a back-to-back. So this is kind of a tough spot here for the Suns. Your thoughts on this under?
Yeah, I think that's something that the Bulls might be looking forward to, at least trying to take advantage of it if they can. Because when you look at this is a Chicago team that scored 99 points a game in their last 5, and in today's NBA, that's almost unfathomable, just having a team stay under 100. But I just think that that's where we're at now for this, at least for this Bulls team, and with the way that the Suns are playing defense, like Shane said, I think the under 217. I think we could struggle to get to 210 here, let alone 217. So I like the under as well.
Yeah, I know. Of course, Levine has a bad ankle. Donovan said his ankle's not great. He's questionable. It doesn't sound like he may even play in this game. So that could be another thing. Of course, I'm sure Chris Paul's looking at the schedule, see what's ahead. We got 3 back-to-backs in April coming up. It's coming up right away here. So they're probably going to go slow. So the under looks to be the play here, and maybe moving forward here with this Suns team, Shane. Do you look at the schedule here for the Suns team moving forward?
Yeah, I think, and especially not only slow, this is, they might, and maybe not this game, but it'd be really important to look at who's resting for this team. They're in the playoff hunt. They got their playoff spot basically locked up. Last thing they want is overworked players, injury. So that's another key thing to look at with the Suns moving forward.
All right, we see here the play here, agreement here with the under here, 217 Suns and the Bulls. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. Premium, see your numbers here. 1,605 units documented past 30 days. You're in that running there for the top crown for the past 30. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight, big NBA card. I was a little selective. Only 3 NBA plays in a 3-pack, $29.95. After the show's over, I'm going to take it light early in the MLB season. But MLB, I'm excited for the MLB season, so I'll get on that long-term pass and start winning. NCAA tournament this weekend too, Final Four. I'm going to keep rolling there too.
All right, that's right. To get on board here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs. Put your nickels on Mickle, all right? He's turning a profit here, 1,600 units the past 30 days. It's all documented. When you visit the profile page over at Pick Dogs Premium, you get that 1-day pass a night, that 3-pack from the NBA, and then go long-term with Shane up to a 30-day all-sports pass. Every play that Shane releases on the site for 30 days when you go there and make that purchase on his profile page. All right, Shane, as always, great having the show. Have yourself a great – you like that one, huh, Chris?
I don't know how nobody thought of that up till now. Put your nickels on Mickle. That's genius.
That's it.
I don't know how that didn't come out until just now.
I thought about today when I was meant the graphic. I said, Nickel, that's right. I saw him at the top of the leaderboard and said, got to go with it, man. Got to go with it. All right, Shane, I'll have my nickel on Mickle tonight with that 3-pack. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you. We're back. What is this? Today's Thursday, right? So we'll talk to you next week. No, it's Thursday.
No,
you're back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. That's right. Get ahead of myself. All right.
All right. Have a good night, you guys.
Good night, everyone. I think I had that protein shake a little too early today. All right, let's continue on here with the drive-thru with one here by Chris Ruffalo. Don't forget those thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. All right, let's continue on. It's your turn. Chris Ruffalo up in center. We're going to look at some NHL. The game between Vancouver and Calgary, one of those late-night games at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Chris will be up, right? You don't go to bed till about 3 in the morning these days, right?
No, I'm actually getting sleep. The bags under my eyes are going away. But I stay up to watch the late hockey. I stay up till about 1, so I'll be up to watch this game.
Absolutely. All right, Canucks to host the Flames. Close game here. Flames leading $1.15, 10:30 Eastern time, NHL Center Ice. Package your total 5.5.
Yeah, and this game kind of caught my eye just because, these West Coast Canada games always seem to be, hard-hitting rivalry games. They're battles, for the lack of a better word. And you know what? This Calgary team, they've had their ups and downs. And, Vancouver was a team that I bashed a lot early this season when they were on that losing streak. But now they're playing, fairly decent hockey. Yes, they've lost 3 straight, but they're still 6-4 in their last 10 games. Much better than Calgary's 4-6 in their last 10. But these two teams have the same record. about 16, 18, and 3. You know, the goaltenders who are expected to go tonight, Jacob Markstrom for Calgary and Thatcher Demko for Vancouver, virtually have an identical record. Markstrom has one more overtime loss, but they're basically the same record. But yet we're being asked to lay $1.20 with a Calgary team that's lost 5 of their last 7 games. Doesn't make sense to me. You know, I just think that this team, good as they're top loaded with talent. They expect a lot from the top level guys. Your Johnny Gaudreau's, your Elias Lindholm's, your Sean Monahans of the world. Vancouver, Elias Pettersson's out right now, but they still have a ton of talent throughout that lineup. They have the hotter goaltender right now in Thatcher Demko. They're the hotter team. I think we're getting great value with Vancouver at home. This is a spot where Vancouver does their best work. Calgary struggled a lot on the road this season. Like I said, I think we're getting great value with the Canucks at even money. You can maybe even get a little bit of plus money with them as well. I'll take the Canucks on the money line here.
All right, Chris is going here with the Canucks on the money line here against the Calgary Flames. And of course, Calgary, when you take a look at them, just 1-4 over their past 5 games, 1.8 goals per game. So a little offense lacking there for Calgary.
Yeah, it goes back to what I said. They're very top heavy in terms of where they get their offensive production from. I mean, if we pull up just the player stats, yes, you have your Johnny Gaudreau and your Elias Lindholm. But after their top 4 point scores of 20 points, they've got up to Sean Monahan. It drops from 19 to 18, and then we're getting into your 16s, 14, 11, and single digits. There's just, for a Calgary team that relies on their offense, the production is just not coming from the bottom part of that lineup. They're very top heavy. You look at Vancouver, on the other hand, they got a bunch of guys with 30 points already this season. This is a high octane offense, and now the goaltending is starting to catch up with it as well.
All right, Vancouver plus 105 against the Flames, top heavy. That sounds like the Kings here the past several seasons before this year when it was just a Kopitar line and no one else. All right, that's the play from Chris. Guys, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium where, Chris doing fantastic work. 1,700 units of profit past 30. I should be past 30 days here for Chris. He's the champion right now, holding the title for the top 30 days. We got hockey, NBA, baseball tomorrow. What you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
It's not just the past 30 days. We're also number 2 in college hoops right now, and with the Elite Eight just behind the 4 coming. And this is going to be a great weekend. You know what, like Tony said, we've got MLB coming up tomorrow. For tonight, it's Whale Bet Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. 5 of my biggest and best max unit plays. 3 from the NBA, 2 from NHL. Those are going to put some serious money in your pocket as we head into baseball season. And guys, we always say it. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to bet on baseball. I don't know how to bet on hockey. That's why we're here. We can do this for you. That's why the season passes are there. The 2-for-1 capper deals, everything's there for you. I said I feel locked in on baseball early this season. I said the same thing about college hoops going into the season, and look where we're at right now. We're right near the top of the mountain. I feel the exact same way about MLB. So we've got the season pass up there, your 2-for-1 capper deals, the premium YouTube. Guys, I always say it. There's plenty of opportunities for you to make money and save money at the same time at Pick Dogs. Go check those out. Check out your options. Find someone you vibe with. Let's make some money.
That's right. Get on board here with Chris Ruffalo over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. Past 3 days, over 1,700 units of profit. So get on board with that one-day pass or make the long-term pass right now with Chris Ruffalo. He's got 7 and 30-day pass. That'll be every play that Chris releases over at Pick Dogs Premium. And, of course, you set the terms when you go to the profile page and you make that purchase. All right, let's continue on here on the show with Chris Ruffalo. About ready to bring in Mitch. Guys, don't forget that thumbs up, that like. We greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, if you miss any of the picks on the show, we'll do a full recap at the end. All right, let's welcome right now Mitch. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's on the show every day in the morning show. Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Biller. Mitch, how's it going?
It's going. Just here grinding out the videos, doing some Major League Baseball. It's the beginning of the season, so, I say it in each of my videos. Anyone in these local markets or guys who are fans of these teams or whatever, by all means, in the comments of the video, if you could throw a brother a bone here, man, and help us out. Because sometimes some of the best tips I get are from some of these people that are just, this is their team. They live and breathe Phillies. They live and breathe Cardinals, right? And they say, hey, this guy, he was kind of dinged up in spring training, but he's going to play now, and this is the guy. And Tony knows, we never shy away from a first-time starter in starting pitcher, and anything else we can get that information on. That's where the money is.
Oh, I still remember those Halliday days. Who's Halliday? Oh, yeah. He was just winning when he got called. Remember that, Mitch?
Those are the good old days.
Oh, yeah, they were absolutely the good old days. All right. Let's hope we get the good old days with these Spurs, as they're going to be hosting Sacramento Kings with the San Antonio Spurs laying 2.5. Total sits at 231.
Well, last week I went to the consensus report for my pick because we had a really light card back when I was on my old spot on Thursdays. We had light cards on Thursdays. I moved to Wednesday just because of the scheduling now of everything that I cover on Thursday. But, the thing is that we only have X amount of games to go over here on the show, and we have all these different people, and everyone's got games, and I kind of know that I have my morning show, and that's the time I get to talk to you guys about whatever game I feel like, and I do all my videos, so I let all the other cappers pick their games first. So I picked a game, and somebody else picked my game first. So the same thing happened to me last week, and all I did was I opened up the consensus report, I picked a pick off the consensus report, I gave it out. It was a sport I don't even know anything about, hockey. We hit it, right, with the Rangers. So as Tony Brown always says on this show, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's go right back to the consensus report. We got 5 cappers on the San Antonio Spurs tonight and 2 cappers on the Sacramento Kings. I don't even have to open a book. I don't have to do any work whatsoever. I don't have to compare stats, crunch numbers, worry about public money or, square money or, sharp money or anything like that. I open up the consensus, 5 cappers on the Spurs, 2 on the Kings, 71.43% of the cappers on the Spurs. Spurs,
the player laying the 2.5. That easy, exactly. Here against the Sacramento Kings. All right,
because
Chris.
This was a game that I kind of did. When I did my video and when we talked about it on the morning show, is that I do like the Spurs in this game. The issue I have with the Spurs is that they played a back-to-back recently against the same team, and they played recently against the same team.
Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers, and they got roasted on the back end of it after I put my faith in it, my heart, my soul, and of course, a couple dimes. And it's like, do I want to get roasted by this team again? So I have trouble. I'll personally take the bet. It's more comforting for me to give it out with everybody else on board with me as well. So
all right, the Spurs laying the 2.5 against the Kings. All right, Chris, your thoughts on this one? A bounce back spot here for San Antonio, facing obviously a Kings team, just not the caliber of the Clippers.
Yeah, no. And especially on the defensive end. I mean, it's getting laughable with the Kings now, and just seeing how many points this Kings can give up on a regular basis. And San Antonio, not the best shooting team in the league, but they still play really good defense, and they still think they do just enough to win this one by at least 4 points. So I'll take the Spurs as well, laying the 2.5.
All right, agreement here with the Spurs laying the 2.5 against the Sacramento Kings. All right, Mitch, what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? We got baseball tomorrow, but we got some 10 basketball games tonight.
Yeah, I have 3 hoops games in my package for tonight, but I'm really been focusing in on our premium YouTube show. I just think it's an affordable, dip your toe in the water type product for everybody out there. And it's like, I know a lot of people, they'll say, I never pay for picks, and they're paying for our premium show, and we don't hear any complaints from them. So it's like, I consider that the win. It's like, because it didn't take a big dent out of their wallet. People ask me how they can donate to us, give us donations. I always say, just buy something, and it's like, here's something that's affordable for everyone, gives you a chance. And it's like, Rod and Brian and myself, we rarely agree on anything. I mean, we agreed on Baylor the other night, and that's about as close as you can get. But, on our picture, you kind of get a variety for different handicappers and how they go about it. And it's just, it's good, and it's something that it's going to be expanding in the future. I just have to figure out what that is.
All right, expansion there with the premium there with YouTube. All right, Mitch, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. And we'll tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time for the morning show. And, of course, there'll be a lot of day baseball. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, a couple of things I want to say quickly before I go, because I always take up more than my time allotment, so I won't want to let you guys off that easy. On baseball, I've had a lot of people ask, are you excited for baseball season? I just say it's just another day at the office. It's not like March Madness or something that you really get up for. For me, it's just another day at the office. But, you just have to remember with these baseball games, it is a long season. You have no idea. The very, very, very best teams in baseball, if you bet the very best team in baseball and their average minus 200, just keep this in mind. If they average minus 200 price tag, they have to win 120 games for you to break even if you bet every single game. So they have to go 120 and 42. I don't think that's been done more than once, ever. So taking big favorites, not a good idea.
No, not a good idea. And you always talk about those small market teams, those under-the-radar teams providing great value.
Love small market, love big value. We'll be talking a lot about baseball, and I think we'll do some just baseball shows, just talking about baseball betting. We've had a lot of people request it. Not enough hours in the day as I'm racking through these videos, So you guys know I've really cranked up the video effort. So, and I was telling Tony, we were texting before the show, and I think I said the word. I think if Tony took a drink every time I texted YouTube to him, he wouldn't be able to host the show today.
That's right. That's right. Yes. And of course, in between those 15 videos for tonight, Major League Baseball. So work to be done there. All right, Mitch, we'll tune in. We'll tune into those videos tonight. They'll be up as they always are around 10 Eastern time. We see those videos popping in through the timeline. Have a great night, and we'll tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. with your show.
Absolutely.
All right, Mitch here on the drive-thru. Right, guys, reminder, at the end of the show, we'll recap every play. And keep those thumbs up, those likes come in. We greatly appreciate that. All right, now it's time for yours truly, front and center. Looking at this Pistons and Trailblazers game with Portland laying 8 total here at 2:21. Game to start, top of the hour. I'm going to look here at the Pistons. They've been coming through as dogs. Pistons plus the 8. They've covered 7 of their past 10. After that 14-point home win to Toronto on Monday, they're showing improvement defensively, holding teams to 45% shooting in that period. Now, the Trailblazers, they failed to cover 8 of 12. Defensive form is just poor. Look at their past 5 games, allowing 50% shooting, 41% from 3. In that 12-game stretch, Trailblazers, they set last in defensive efficiency, allowing 120 points per 100 possessions. With that defensive form, I'm not going to lay the 8. I'll take the 8 here with Detroit. Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was strictly a trends play for me here. You can talk about the Detroit Pistons. They don't have a great record, but when it comes to covering, that's all we really care about in this line of work. And when they're giving up at least 5 points this season, the Pistons are 22-7-1 against the spread. Like I said, it doesn't matter, how many points you give, just as long as they stay within that number. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. I think Detroit at home can keep this one within 6, maybe 7. But again, with the 8 points, that's all we need. So I'll take the Pistons as well.
Agreement here with Pistons plus the 8 against the Trailblazers. Guys, check me out. I got a 3-pack from NBA going off tonight over at Pick Dogs. So check me out over there at Pick Dogs Premium. And of course, also have those long-term passes, those 3, 7, and 30-day passes right now at Pick Dogs Premium. Tomorrow there'll be some baseball. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time to go ahead and do a recap of the picks for today's show. All right, we have Ann Shorr will join us in this segment. Began with Joe Duffy. We had the Celtics laying 1 against the Mavericks. Joe D'Amico, Knicks minus 3.5 against the Timberwolves. It was Al McMorty, Raptors laying the 7.5 against the Thunder. Ann was on the Rockets. Now it's up to 13 at 13.5. You can shop around for that against the Nets. Shane, Mikkel, put your nickel on Mikkel here. Suns, Bills under 217. Chris, Canucks plus 105 against the Flames. Mitch won the Spurs laying 2.5 against the Kings. Yours truly, Pistons plus the 8 against the Trailblazers. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, he looked so great in that Yankee jersey with the eye block. I got to stick with Joe D'Amico and the New York Knicks. I love them against the Timberwolves tonight.
All right, the Knicks from Chris here. All right, let's go over to Ann. Ann, other than your pick, which one do you like the best? We need to get you off the mute, Ann.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I am going to go with Shane on that total, on that under. And to be honest with you, I would definitely, if you're going to bet $100, do an extra 50 and mark it down to maybe even 212, get extra money.
Oh, all right. Ah, she likes a low total here in this Bulls and Suns game. And I will go here with Mitch on the Spurs laying the 2.5 against the Kings. All right, that'll do it for another edition of the drive-thru. Guys, tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We do this all over again. I got a full book, 8 cappers on the show. Going off the live sports picks for the card on Thursday, which will include Major League baseball picks for you tomorrow in prime time coverage as well. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the crew from tonight's show. Let's give a nice wave. Good night to everyone. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow live at 6.